Thank you for showing interest in what a rest haven is and how to tell if you're a rest haven and what to do about it, how to change if you so choose to. My name is Michael Kent, and I have been taken advantage of. No one's perfect. My kindness has been taken for weakness. I'm also a very open minded person. Um, I'm easy to talk to. I do have very strong opinions, but I try not to let my ego get in the way of understanding where the other person is coming from. But one thing is, I do have good intentions in whatever I do, or I try to at least. I'm still learning. Now, what exactly is a rest haven? A rest haven is a comfort zone. It could be a place. It could be a place mentally, um, spiritually. Actually, it could be a person, place, or a thing. What I'm going to speak about today is a person. Uh, a rest haven comes in all forms, all shapes and sizes. It could be a male, it could be a female, it could be a mother, it could be a father, a family member, a cousin, sister, brother, and so on. It could be a business relationship, it could be a personal relationship. You may not even have a relationship with the person. It could be someone who will use you as a scapegoat, fall guy, someone to blame on why something went wrong. It's rarely um, a situation where someone would try to give you credit, because in that fact you wouldn't really be a rest haven, because it's really um, showing you respect and honor to give credit where credit is due, especially if that credit is due to you. That's not the definition of a rest haven. A rest haven is more or less someone to just use as a crutch. Now, three ways you could be a rest haven. The third way is more of a physical way. It could be sexual, but uh, mainly is anything um, to do with a favor, whether it's running an errand for someone, whether it's being a reference, and or it's just doing a particular task or chore for someone, or putting in a good word, even giving a reputation, a credit, a testimonial, anything. Now, okay, you could be a generous person, and they can even appreciate what you do, but it's when they don't appreciate you, and when they know, and you know, or maybe just one of you know, that the favor can't be returned. That's when you are the rest haven. You are the one who's being used. Um, they're using you as a rest haven. Someone basically, they're taking advantage of you, which is your time, your energy, and it can equal up to money. Now, also, you could be a rest haven. The second way is emotional. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with leaning on each other's shoulders or going to someone for help or having someone come to you for help. But it's when you can't go to them or it's very inconvenient to go to them. Now, everybody's busy. Everybody becomes busy once in a while. So don't assume that they're taking advantage of you because as soon as you call them, they can't pick up the phone. But you could tell when they're trying to avoid you or not, or they don't really care about what you have to say. They're not sincere in their advice or in their concern, and you're the one that only hears from them when they're going through a problem, whether it's whatever type of problem it is. And again, it could be business or personal, and it could come from any direction. Um, no one is immune to having an ego. Now, the number one way you could be a rest haven is financial, which I think is the most popular way, which is the most uh, used way of being taken advantage of, especially in this day and age, um, is financial. Let's say it's the end of the month, the first of the month, or it's just a time where when they need money, whether it's a bill due um, or they really, really need money, like at the last minute, you won't hear from them, which makes it even more difficult to say no. It's in some cases, depending on who you are. They may need money. They may even make up an excuse. They may not even need money for the thing they're asking for, um, which is, but not limited to like rent, mortgage, um, some car repair, or whatever the case may be, a phone bill, or whatever the case may be. The number one reason, yeah, is money. Um, and that could also mean as far as a living situation. Let's say you are married and um, you know that person no longer loves you, but it could be a mix of financial and like a favor or emotional, or it could just be a current situation. And the only reason why they're sticking around is because they can't afford to leave. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like give them money or whatever the case may be. It could be a situation like that, whether you're married or whether you had to move back home and they can't escape in their mind. It's more like escaping because they really aren't used to being an adult, especially if they have children with them. They're not used. They can't really accept the fact that they're living with family or with other roommates, or even in a relationship they're not interested in or feeling. So they see you have a good career, a good business, a good job, or you just have money. It's your business how you got your money or how you're comfortable in your life. And then, and again, it could be male or female. And then they see you and they make their moves so they can leave their current situation. Now, the thing is, their current situation may not be as bad as they're putting it out to be. And it may not even be in their best interest to move with you. But because they want to be in a more comfortable and convenient situation, they'll move in with you. And then you're officially a rest haven. So either way, whether it's an emotional thing, financial, or it's just someone straight up using you. It could even be as simple as using you for a ride. You're a rest haven. Now, how can you exactly uh, prevent, or what can you do if you realize you're a rest haven? You're being used. Well, you could do to them as they do to you. That's kind of spiteful. I mean, you may not even need to use them, but you could just, like, whenever they ask you for a favor, like, oh yeah, okay, I could do that, but can you do this for me? Or, oh, you want some money? Well, I don't have it right now. And then maybe you could kind of, like, instead of asking them for money, because obviously, if they're asking you, they probably don't have it themselves. You could ask them to do a favor, and that's kind of spiteful. But that's one way of doing it. Or you could just slowly but surely, um, like, distance yourself from them, depending on how long you knew them for. You could just play the broke role, which a lot of people do. Take note and try not to show that you have anything of value and see where their head is. and then you know, they'll go away. Or you may even, claim that you're broke, and then when they get the money they need, and then they stop calling you, um, you could actually call them and ask them for money, even if you don't need it, and then they'll go away, or they'll at least um, have a different mindset on how they could utilize you. Um, that's one way. And the other way is just try to detach the image of you have anything. Because nowadays, certain people are just so straightforward. They'll ask you a lot about your business or a lot about your financial standing indirectly. They'll be real sneaky. They'll say, "Oh yeah, what is it that you do again?" Or um, "How's that going for you?" Or "Is that freelance?" Or "How long you been doing it?" And sometimes you know they're genuinely interested, but a lot of times they're just trying to size up their next victim, their next target. So just be careful. Now, as far as emotional is concerned, you can always just be a busy person or pretend like you're a busy person, and they won't keep bothering you. They won't keep bothering you at all. Now, that's if you don't have much to do with them. Now, if you're in a relationship with them, that could be a little bit difficult because they're used to you, and they're used to a certain way of responding, and your how you respond to them, and what they can do. And it may seem like it's harder. It's just different. It might even be easier because you know you could play a dummy to catch a dummy type of thing. You could actually again devalue yourself, especially since they're watching more closely. They'll believe what they see, and start going out and meeting other people. Now it's up to you if you want them to see that or not, because that could work for or against you. But let them see at least that you're maturing, progressing into a different person. And if you want, you could be a little bit more vengeful and bring to attention things they lack. But you don't necessarily have to do that. But go out and meet some other people. Diversify your lifestyle. They'll take notice to it. Besides that, you know, depending on the relationship, again, you could plan your escape. You may want to lay low and keep things cool, but in the back of your mind, you're planning your exit. So, and when you do finally escape, even if it's just mentally, or even if it's just well, actually, I was going to say even if it's just like thinking different about them, but you don't have to look down on them. But even if it's thinking differently about them, you could still be cool. You don't have to run. You could just walk. You could do it easily, um, and just know in your heart that wow, this person, I thought they were something else, but they're just using me. And, just keep in your heart that now you know. But make sure if you don't want to be a rest haven, that you do go out and find other people and meet people who are more suited for you. Because there's a lot of people who are good. There's a lot of good people out there. At one point in time, I didn't think it was many, but there's a lot of good people out there, and you both deserve each other. Whether it's friends or business or whatever, you both deserve each other. So do it smoothly. Smooth transitions are the best. Don't argue. Don't make things difficult. Be mature about it. Um, anyway, if you want to send me any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to do so. My email address is nowhiring@hotmail.com. That's nowhiring, NOWHIRING at hotmail.com.